Staying with Afghanistan, British Prime Minister Boris Johnson intends to host a virtual meeting of G7 leaders to tackle the deteriorating situation in Kabul, even as he steps up efforts to evacuate UK nationals and others from the Taliban-controlled capital. The call for a G7 meeting is expected to happen in the coming days. Johnson spoke to French President Emmanuel Macron on Monday to agree on how the two countries could work together to recognize any future Afghan government and in trying to prevent a humanitarian and refugee crisis. Now, the two leaders also agreed that they should work together with the UN Security Council, including a possible joint resolution. Now, British Foreign Secretary Dominic Raab meanwhile said that the Western partners might also look at imposing sanctions and withholding aid if the Taliban fail to uphold human rights. Raab admitted that it is not what they wanted, but they will now have to deal with the new reality. Where the Taliban has taken control of Afghanistan, British troops are currently working to bring home British nationals and those Afghan citizens who worked for the British Army there. The UK had initially committed 600 soldiers to help in the evacuation, but has now increased that to 900. As Western governments discuss how to handle the situation in Kabul, thousands of civilians in the country are desperate to escape. On Monday, thousands of people descended on Kabul airport after the Taliban seized control of the country. And our London Bureau Chief, Mandy Clark, has sent us this report on the developments. Let's listen in.
British Prime Minister Boris Johnson is planning to host a virtual meeting of G7 leaders to discuss Afghanistan as Britain steps up its efforts to evacuate its nationals and others from Kabul. Now, the group is likely to discuss how they would recognize any future Afghan government and how to prevent a humanitarian crisis from unfolding. The call is expected to happen in the coming days, and they could also look at imposing sanctions and withholding aid if the Taliban fail to uphold human rights and allow the country to become a base for terrorism again. Mandy Clark, World is One, WION, London.
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.